What's up, guys? Dylan here. So, here's the thing. You follow a lot of podcasts, you follow a lot of blogs, and you're really well versed on self help. You're really well versed on psychology. You know a lot about entrepreneurship. And at some point, if it hasn't happened already, especially in this day and age, with you go on YouTube, everything's there, you start to hear things like for the 20th time. There's very few people I listen to when they're asked a question. I don't know how they're going to respond. I may not know the exact words, but I know their ideas already. I follow politics a lot, and when something happens, I can pretty much tell you to a T what the responses will be for everyone involved on the left and the right. Their ideas don't change too much because, and maybe this is a good thing, often their principles don't change that much. So, if you listen to somebody and there's a firing of some top administrative personnel, you can pretty much guess to the next day how it's going to be spun and what people are going to say about it. And then it just kind of becomes who's the wittiest, who says it in the wittiest or funniest way, who has the best examples. And that's why you keep listening to self-help, is you need different voices. I saw a picture the other day of how Chinese soldiers stand at attention for so long, and this really hit home for me. I actually saw it in Taiwan. They were doing a changing of the guards. Well, anyways, on the collar of the soldiers, they put a little pin, so if their head goes down, it hits them. With me, with my double chin, I wouldn't need a very long pin here. Anyways, the soldiers have this pin, so if they start to lose focus, they wake back up. Makes sense. Well, really, that's what listening to motivation every day does, even though you know it. These guys know they shouldn't drop their head. They know that. But your lessons, your teachings, become unconscious. You forget to do them. And that's what motivation is for. That's why you keep listening to this. That's why you probably listen to some talks over and over again. I know I have. I've read certain books probably 30, 40 times. I've listened to certain audios more than that. And I do it because, well, I'm human. The human mind has a certain default position, and it reverts back to that default position after a period of time. There are certain teachings you adopt, and they just kind of stick with you. I do something where I release negative emotions, where I burn through them, and that seems to stick with me. However, there are times where I realize I haven't been going as deep as I normally do. There's certain entrepreneurial teachings, I hear it again and I go, God, why did I stop doing that? So the reason you listen, the reason you subscribe, the reason you're constantly following people, even though it gets repetitive, even though at a certain point you go, God, everybody says the same thing. I know, I hear that all the time. I'm like, my God, I can't read the same ideas in another book. But every time you hear it, it's putting it into your bones a little deeper, and it's waking you back up. You're hitting the needle, you're hitting the pin. So that's why you listen to this. That's why you will keep listening to self-help. That's why you'll be a quote-unquote student your entire life. And when you're a student, you realize a lot of the ideas you hear will be ideas you've already heard. And if you're wise, you pay attention, maybe even a little bit closer to the ideas you've already heard. And you start to ask yourself, do I know the idea, or do I know the idea and I'm acting the idea out? And those are two different things, very different. This is Dylan. Please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Sorry for the background with the fan going. It's too hot. I couldn't do it without the fan on. It's like 95 degrees outside. And in here, if I turn on the AC when I'm doing this, well, that's terrible background noise. I'm sweltering while I'm recording this. Please visit dylanfree.com if you have any questions about entrepreneurship, relationships, emotions. I'm here to help. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.